Now, we've heard some great stories. We've heard the highs, the lows. We've heard the different things that you've told us. But what advice can you give to people about actually gambling responsibly?
Set limits. Know your limit, play within it.
That's it.
Corny.
That's
no, really,
really what it
that's
is.
That's really what it is. You
Keep
know?
your money in your pocket.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Don't gamble.
Can't
Don't do
you
it.
just gamble for fun?
You can gamble for fun, but you might as well just take your $30 and just go throw it up in the air and just leave it on the ground.
That's fun, too.
You can't make it rain with $30. I'm sorry. What are some tools and techniques? Because you did it. You said, know your limit, play within it.
Yeah.
What else?
Set rules, set boundaries. Let somebody hold your winnings for you. Like as soon as you win, cash out. Give it to somebody else.
That's the key. Cash
out and just have a pot of winnings so that you know exactly what you're playing with.
Yeah. Don't let it sit in your account. Cash it out so that you have that money. And then if you want to deposit back, you can. Because that way you're ahead, at least in most instances. In some instances.
And bet sports that you relatively know pretty well.
Yeah.
If you bet, Chinese table tennis, you might not do so well. I don't know any table tennis players. I don't know any leagues, but the odds might look good on paper, and the next thing you know, you lose your money because you don't know what's going on.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep. Do you guys honestly have any stories of something? Because I told it last time, but I had a story of someone who, basically they were gambling, and it was a traditional family where the husband paid the mortgage, the wife took care of the household bills. He was gambling all the time. Mm-hmm. And the only way she found out is because they were coming to foreclose. You know what I mean? Something like that. So, those are the kind of stories, too, that I think, this is why we're talking about responsible gambling, because we talk about the sides where we hear or they push on you the parlays that people win. Mm. But then at the same time, you don't see the other things. And I think all of us have kind of either been somewhere like that or seen something like that happen. So what advice can you give to people out there who are watching and saying, okay, these guys know a lot about sports, but how do they make sure that besides setting certain limits, what else do they do to make sure that they don't fall up in that mess? Only do it if you have disposable income.
That's it.
Right? That's how most investors invest in the stock market. If you have a disposable income,
but I'd also endeavor to look at other addictions like alcohol addictions. If you're exhibiting those same types of characteristics where you can't go a day without gambling, you can't go a weekend without gambling, it's driving everything you do. Mm-hmm. That's an addiction because you're chasing that dopamine, right? Exactly. And it's the same thing, right? So you have to kind of equate it to that and look at it. And if you're exhibiting those same types of characteristics that are in real addictive cycles for other things, then you got to take a look back at yourself and say, you know what, I got to slow down a little bit.
Can't do it
or
no
seek
more.
help.
Exactly.
Are there any other symptoms you guys have thought of that, again, you've seen of or think of that would be kind of a trigger, not a trigger, but a warning sign that someone could be going down the wrong path? Me personally, I haven't been in that situation. Mm-hmm. I don't really know anybody who gambles that high to do that stuff. Mm-hmm. But again, like Karim said, tendencies, if you have that addictive personality to certain things, it could translate into your gambling and your mood swings. Look at your finances. If you're borrowing money from people.
You just want to bet on anything. Yeah. You don't even know who is the teams. Mm-hmm. Who are they? Are they good? Are they bad? You just want to bet. That's the only thing that matters to you. It's just betting.
Now, you talked about a friend who just won $2,500 on a flip of a coin. Do you think he was a guy who would just bet on anything, or that's?
I just think that he was prepared, that he wanted to bet on heads or tails. That was it. And if he took the risk that if he won, it's all glory. But if he lost, he was going to be down in the dumps. But he won, and he was very, very happy about it.
But I think, too, if your outside life is being affected by your gambling, that's when you know there's a problem. If you're not spending time with your loved ones, your significant other, you're missing time at work, you're gambling at work, you're using your work's computer, you know what I mean? As I say, the people them computer to do your gambling and all that. There's an issue there.
If the bookie calls you and tells you that you owe $1,700 and you're 2 days past due, it's time for you to get another job. It's time for you to reassess the situation because you're not gambling properly.
You're not good.
You're not good at what you're
You're
doing.
not good at what you're doing.